After last night's tight 5-4 loss to Corbin Burns and the Milwaukee Brewers, we had a feeling that game was going to kind of go that way. It actually went better than expected. However, he still lost. But we knew today is the game you wanted. The finale of the series. You're not seeing Corbin Burns. Jose Berrios is on the hill, and you're just hoping to God he can give you something. But he gives you nothing. Jose Berrios lasts 2 2/3. Allows 8 runs over those 2 2/3. And the Jays drop the finale 10-3. And are now 40-32 on the season. And we're witnessing the Yankees play well, of course. We're watching the Red Sox surge. And they're ahead of the Jays now by a little bit. They're not playing well. They're not pitching well enough. Starting pitching has been atrocious. Other than Ross Stripling and Alek Manoah. 3 of your 5 guys haven't been very good. Gausman, yeah, he was better in his last outing. But again, you want to see that over like a 3 or 4 start sample size before I feel like he's back. Kikuchi, we all know that fiasco. Berrios, the home road splits are real. He was on the road again today. He was bad. He's really bad. And it's starting to become a real big problem. But it didn't start out bad. Top of the first, before Berrios even touches the hill. Kirk gets a 3-run bomb. Vladdy and Springer score. The Jays are up 3-0 in the top of the first. Exactly where you want to be. Exactly where you want to be if you're the Toronto Blue Jays. And Berrios, nothing but good feelings. Going on the mound, he's got a 3-0 lead. It's gone. Rowdy Tellez loved him dearly. Don't want to see this happening, but it is what it is. Takes Berrios deep. It's a 2-run shot. Christian Yelich scores. It's 3-2. Then Omar Narvaez. It's an RBI double. Urias scores. And we're tied at 3 in the bottom half of the first inning. Finds a way to get out of it. 3-3. Obviously, they get the clean inning in the top half of the second inning. We go to the bottom half of the second. And the wheels completely fall off for Berrios. He gives him an RBI single to Jonathan Davis. Taylor scores. Yelich hits an RBI ground out. Peterson scores. Willie Adames hits an RBI single. Jonathan Davis scores. Then Rowdy Tellez hits another 2-run bomb. Willie Adames scores. And just like that, you're down 8-3 in the second inning. He's throwing meatballs. The first home run to Rowdy Tellez was up in the zone. A fastball, but it was not up enough. It's middle up in the zone. He crushes that. Then there was a hanging breaking ball, and he destroys it. What is going on with Jose Berrios? That's the big question here. This is a guy over the entirety of his major league career. He has an ERA in the mid-3s, mid to early 3s, sometimes in the late 3s. His ERA after today's game is 5.86. It is awful. He's not striking out, guys. He's walking more than he usually does. And the hard hit contact is off the charts. He is not Jose Berrios right now. I don't know what is going on, but he's got to figure it out if the Jays want to go anywhere. It may sound harsh saying that, but it's the truth. And yeah, the Jays, well, they might be able to score 8 runs and come back. Well, it defeats the purpose, but no matter what, they don't score anymore. And then in the bottom of the 6th inning, Tim Meza has a really tough time getting through his 1 inning of work. Andrew McCutchen, it's an RBI single. Christian Yelich scores. And Urias, it's a sacrifice fly. Willie Adames scores. And you're down 10-3. And it's over at that point. It was over pretty much at 8-3. I understand we've come back before in the past, but you can't expect them to do that every single game. You just can't. Your starter has to give you some length to keep your offense even engaged in the ballgame. You know the amount of pressure this is putting on the offense to give them a massive lead early? And they did today. They had a 3-0 lead before they even touched the hill. And it wasn't enough. And it's putting a lot of pressure on the bullpen, which already isn't the greatest. The whole pitching staff has not been very good. And for this, and we talk about it all the time, pitching and defense wins you games, wins you championships. Well, right now, the Jays pitching staff has been downright abysmal. And they have to figure it out and fast. We are not going to deal with what we did last year about, well, we're going to have a crazy good last couple months. No, because we saw what happened when that happened last year. You barely missed out. And if you won a few games here and there during the season, then my God, you would have made it. Every game is important. And they went 2-4 on this road trip, and their starting pitching was downright terrible. Other than Alek Manoah, as I mentioned, other than Alek Manoah and Ross Stripling, and I believe Gausman had a decent start there against the Chicago White Sox, where he had a 4-2 lead in the ninth and blew it because Romano did. You lost it in extras. Like pitching-wise, you still stink. They got to find a way. And I don't know when it's going to happen, if it's going to happen, if it's a trade that has to be made, if it's in-house, whether it's just a mentality thing. I don't know what it's got to take. They got to figure it out and fast. Because we're watching the Red Sox surge, and the Rays are going to have their sort of surge at some point. And the reason I say fast, because those are the two teams you play next. The Red Sox at home and the Rays at home. I believe we play the three against the Red Sox and then 5 against the Rays at home. This is your time to get hot and get some good starts together. But you got to figure it out. The next 3 guys are the only dudes in their last time through the rotation that have pitched well. And you're going up against one of the best offenses in baseball. The Red Sox have some really good pitching staff, which I don't understand how Michael Wacha is doing what he's doing. I don't understand how Nick Pivetta is doing what he's doing. I don't get it. Meanwhile, we're watching Jose Berrios fall apart before our very eyes. Offensively, Vladdy went 1 for 2 in the game with a run scored and 2 walks. Kirk went 2 for 4. The run scored, 3 RBIs on the home run that he hit. And I hate that I'm not talking about him enough, but winning matters. I love the individual stuff from Kirk. His numbers look great, but you're losing games, and that's what matters. Espinal went 2 for 4 in the game as well. Total 6 hits for the Blue Jays. As much as, you give up 10 runs, you only had 6 hits. But that doesn't matter, because you were down 8-3 in the second inning, for God's sakes. Before the number 9 hitter even got a chance to bat, you were down 5 runs. That can't happen. 6 hits total, 6 strikeouts for the Blue Jays. Jose Berrios went 2 2/3, allowed 8 hits, 8 runs, 1 K, and walked 2. I've already said enough about Jose Berrios. I'm not going to say anymore. You guys know how I feel. You guys probably know that. You probably feel the same way. So we're going to move on. Matt Gage, shout out to him. To allow the Jays to maybe somewhat, possibly crawl back into it like the bullpen did yesterday. He went an inning in the third, allowed 1 walk, and that was it, and had a strikeout. So a good job for Matt Gage. David Phelps went a clean inning, allowed 1 hit, had a couple strikeouts. So they did a great job in that 2 1/3. Got a hole in the fort here after Berrios had to leave the game. Then Mays went out there, went an inning, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, and a walk. And, you're down 10-3 at that point. Jeremy Beasley went 2 shutout innings, allowed 1 hit, struck out 1. And that's it for the pitching staff. Now, as I mentioned, you come back home starting tomorrow against the Red Sox. That team has won 7 straight. They are now, 11 games over 500. Remember they were 10 under? And we think this is one of those years where the Red Sox just stink. Nope, I guess not. Because now they're above the Jays by a game or 2. You have them for 3 and the Rays for 5. It's a 4-game series with a doubleheader on July 2nd. This is a time, not to make up ground, but to make a damn statement to us fans. You go out there, you take 2 or 3 against the Red Sox, and you go out there and you take, 3 of 5 against the Rays, and we'll sit here and be all right, cool. And if we get some good pitching, then we'll be okay, maybe they figure something out here. I don't know. They got to figure it out fast, and it should, and hope to God it starts tomorrow. The pitching matchups go as so. Kevin Gausman versus Seabold. First start of the season, first outing of the season. Maybe it's his first big league start, maybe first big league outing. I don't know. And we all know how that goes for the Blue Jays. They can go one of 2 ways. They light the guy up like a Christmas tree, or he throws 6 shutout innings. I don't know. That's a 7:07 first pitch there tomorrow. Game 2, I will be at this game. Ross Stripling versus Michael Wacha. That's at 7:07 on Tuesday. And then Alek Manoah versus Nick Pivetta, 7:07 on Wednesday. You take 2 of 3. You make a statement. even though it's not really enough because you'll still be trailing the Red Sox, but at least it gives us a little bit of hope, like, okay, it's in there. They can do it. You go out there, you lose this series to the Red Sox, we're like, man, you haven't won a series in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and you're struggling to stay above water here. They got to figure it out. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and not the game today, because it was ugly right from the get-go, smack the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below. Thoughts on the video. Thoughts on the game. What you like. What you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays. The Twitter link is down below, so follow up. Send me a DM to that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, Jays Edition, of course, tomorrow night. I mean, I'll be here no matter what. Maybe at my buddy Kai's place. I don't know. We'll have to see. As the Jays take on the Red Sox at Rogers Center. Gausman, Seabold. That's the pitching matchup. 7:07 first pitch there in game 1 of the 3-game set against the Sox. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and not the game today. We'll talk to you guys then.